Good morning, friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Nanya, welcome in this morning, sis. How are you this morning? I'm just seeing you right there. So, I suck. Oh, good gosh. Okay. Good morning, O'Neill and the O'Neill lights. No, that's not what's going on here. So, yeah, I'm right. So, O'Neill just talk. That's all. Good morning, friends. Good morning. Good morning. So I see that we've had a change of course. I see that we've had a change of course. Woo. You think you're becoming a better husband for 2026? All me have to say is this to this particular thing. I'm gonna get into the video, but all I have to say is this. It should not have taken him Amber screaming and yelling for him to realize that is nonsense that he was doing. It shouldn't have taken him that. Now, there are some interesting dynamics to look at within this story, but it should not have taken Amber screaming and yelling, "Good morning, friends." It should not have taken him that. All of a sudden, him change your mind. Why him change your mind if it was such a great deal? Let's jump in.
I think.
Right. So basically what happened before Anthony come, they make a decision for getting into the restaurant. And Rolanda is rolling with all of this. By the way, Nanya, myself is thawing out after going, to the Grand Canyon. I didn't know it was this warm in Los Angeles. No wonder I moved here. So, of course, Amber was absolutely right. And Amber has not apologized to him at all. I hope she does not apologize, Carl, because I hope she don't apologize. I hope she don't apologize. That's correct. On the TV, sometimes it does because most men don't think about the details. No, they shouldn't. Here's why. Here's why I always have to flag Anthony Sherman, because Anthony is touted to be the businessman, the man that thinks with a lot of logic, the man that uses business into every single solitary thing. That's who Anthony is touted to be. That's what they want us to believe. When they give us the Anthony character, that's what they're giving us. So I'm never ever going to give Anthony a pass for the nonsense, for the shenanigans I'm going with. It was shenanigans. You know it was shenanigans. You hear them talking about a restaurant, food and beverage. You just sold a club. You know you just sold a club. You're not going to forget that. That come like a stock. When you sell a stock and you hear somebody talk about the stock, you are never going to forget that, or a stock like that. You will never forget it. In fact, you'll bring it up. But all right. Mm-hmm. Look for Rolanda face. Look at Rolanda's face. Look for Rolanda's face. All right. Number one, hold on. You know what? Let's actually work this right off of the cuff. She baby, let's work at this because I'm glad that you went here, so. Do you think, do you think that the restaurant was a good idea anyway? Let me ask y'all this. Do you think the restaurant was a good idea? If y'all know about the restaurant, the lady has a restaurant, it's failing. Do you think the restaurant was a good idea? And again, we can compare the restaurant. So we can compare the restaurant to Bar 44. Yes, we can compare it. Because it's the same line of business. Was the restaurant a good idea? The lady said the restaurant was failing. It was a Sunday. She had no clients there. She said the busiest days are supposed to be, what she said, it was supposed to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was a Sunday that they went there. There was no one at the restaurant at all. They're not doing an assessment. So all right, so one journey is saying, well, so far, guys, whatever data on the have so far, based on what you have seen, no data or community assessment was done. That is true. That is a fair point. But based on what them tell you so far, based on the deal in itself so far, what do you think so far right over the cuff it is? When it's sensible, restaurant is a risky business. It is risky. Nonya, I called it early this morning and I wish and I was happy. She let him have it. She had to let him have it. Of course, you have to make him have it, and I'm glad she make him have it. The only thing I never want from her last night is me not want her tell him say, he's taking anything because he not take nothing. You give it to him. That's why you not give him nothing. That's why you not need to give Anthony anything. That's why I want Amber to not give Anthony anything. Don't just give anything to Anthony just so. This boy losing his mind. It's what it is. He's losing his mind. Uber has taken over. Let me see how it's coming. Let me see anything. No, absolutely not. Too much competition. So I don't like that with the restaurant. No, not with the Three Stooges. There you go again. So in other words, with that. Only I think it's a bad investment. It was empty. They didn't even taste the woman's food. Bar 44 was successful running business that Anthony didn't want to be involved in. Exactly. And that's a very good observation, Gigi. If Anthony was not if Anthony wasn't present in bar 44, what would make him present then in this restaurant? Why am I going to be present in this one? No bad investment. It was a small place with no customers, and she wanted $250,000. I never liked the investment. They didn't do their homework on the business or check out anything about the operations staff, etc. I'm looking at y'all's comments. By the way, I love this, guys. I love this. I love how I assess based on what them say so far. Because She Baby was the first one that says, no, it's a struggling for customers and it's struggling financially. It's not worth the risk. Restaurant looks like a shoebox. I'm looking at y'all's comments. It's crazy. It's not a good idea because they don't have any experience in food and beverage. Amber was the one that worked to make Bar 44 work. She was. And at one point in time, Amber was between Amber and Holiday. Those were the two that was making Bar 44 work. The restaurant business is a bad idea. The cost of food and labor. Come, give me one thing, guys. Restaurants are hard to do in Atlanta. No foot traffic was evident. She's working the back. She's working the back and doing the cooking. She was everything. She had no staff. You guys listen to that? Did you guys hear that part of last night when she was talking about the business? The lady has no staff. There's no staff that she has there. It's just her. She is the business. She is the business. So I didn't understand how you in Lego Bar 44 invest in our woman that is the entire business. Anthony listen to Amber. Anthony, don't listen to Amber. Leave her alone. Maybe he should. So she can go about her business. Trust me, we want her to go about her business. Little Bellies was better opportunity and he turned that down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So last night they will let Amber run because everyone lives are busy. No, not at all. She lied when she stated that they were busy during Sundays due to church people. So she lied. And yes, it was a church day and nobody was in the restaurant. No one was in the restaurant. Gigi, he takes the bar away from Amber, and then that's the opening restaurant. That is definitely failing. And that's why O'Neill said last night that Amber should not be giving him up these things. Don't give him up nothing else. No. Tell him no. Tell Anthony no. That's why last night I complain and I make nice. I say, start tell the man no. Tell him no, man. Tell him make him go about his business. Him not just sure what he's doing. Anthony's not sure what he's doing.
Now you just talked before he came here. You just talked a hole in my head about how.
This is the question. Is Rolanda in love with Anthony? This is crazy. This is extremely crazy. She was all hell bent that them should have do it, and all of a sudden she don't want to do it. The owner would say that anything to get that investment from them. Anthony is deceptive and manipulative. He would benefit from being honest, and he just can't allow himself to deal in a space of truth. That is correct, Avis. I'm starting to realize that Rolanda has a deep crush for Anthony. It must be. Anthony is passing the buck before he gets he gets hit with a bucket. He better pass it. In Brighton Face after sell the restaurant. O'Neill, I think Anthony knows better than opening the restaurant because it might just cost him his marriage right now. Of course, he know that, Terry. Him smart because and he's realizing this now. Or you must realize this now, like you don't know that this was going to be an issue. If we can see it, what make you think Anthony now can? What make if we could see it? If we remembered what happened, guys, come on. We remembered what happened. We remember that the lady said she never want to give up her restaurant. We remember that you persuaded her. No, she had the final decision, but you persuaded her. People remember that. But Rolanda now, all of a sudden, Rolanda is switching like a turncoat. Basically, Rolanda has become a turncoat. It looked like Sir Rolanda is trying to get in between little uncles. It seemed like Anthony loves little uncles. I mean, Rolanda loves little uncles. Nanya, Anthony wants to buy a restaurant with Rolanda and Wayne after he made her sell the bar. That's correct. That's the way I'm really and truly want to get done. Foolishness. Again, they make this decision without Amber again. Which one? In what world does a businessman continue doing business with his ex? In this world. Let Rolanda fund it. She got the money. The place was a great town. I don't know if it's a great business, but if you say something, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. If Amber wouldn't have left Carmen's, I think she really would turn that place around. They curated a whole new menu. Amber never got the chance to do the grand opening. Look here, Amber seems to be good with restaurants. Rolanda still has the hoots for Anthony. He is the one that got away from Rolanda. Wayne needs to sever ties with these jokers. Exactly, he does need to do that. Rolanda needs a man for her own. Period. I'm tired of Ro. Very, very tired. Everybody loves little uncles. Yes, Rolanda, soften up when Anthony's. Look here, this is disgusting and dirty. It's disgusting. If you ask me, Anthony should be in. This is the funny. Let me tell you exactly what should be happening. Because a waste of time. That's why I said that they're not equally yoked. In a perfect world, and this is why we talked about this last night when I was talking about this with Anne Marie, and I said, Anne Marie, these are skits where we get a chance to learn from. The right thing to do, right, is for Anthony and Amber to be in business together. This is the right thing to do to me. That is the right thing to do. In other words, Anthony loved the numbers part and Amber is good with people. And don't come say she's not good with people because we've seen her doing her little thing for whatever it is. She have a thing about menus. She have a thing about the customers them. She have a thing about talking to whatever it is. She have a thing about, reasoning with people. So she have the social piece of things. In a perfect world, that's what I'm really supposed to do. He's not supposed to be in business with him supposed to only do certain deals with Wayne and Rolanda. Certain deals. And this is why I say they're not equally yoked, because he doesn't even understand this. Instead, he want her to be a babysitter. In a perfect world, if me was Anthony, me would have gone in a business with Amber. Me and my wife would have gone in the business together. I say, all right, babe, you run this portion of things. Push back, Nanya, push back. Only have to push back. Amber did all the work and the other partners never Anthony. What I would say, Nanya, is that's why I'm giving him the finance part of things. The money part of things. What I said to it is that, all right, tell you what, Nanya. This is why I give it the money part. I say, all right, tell you what him can do is then him can do the parts of, tell you what now, when the business get a surplus, him can probably invest it somewhere else, bring it back over to the business again, try and look at different spots. That's the part I'm going to give him, Nanya. Yes, Amber does a lot of the heavy lifting inside of the bar in itself. But she have her abilities. In a perfect world, that's what I would have done. Would have sit down on the next side of things. So me know you push back none. I know what you're saying. Me know what you're saying. That's why I say that Amber is good on the operations of the bar. The money side of things, some part of it, that's where me would have work at. In a perfect world. But anyway, hey, work it. I'm just giving you all a take. Judge, married married. Married to judge, married married. Judge, we can't marry to her, Judge. Your mother, my wife, make nice married in a business. All of a sudden, Rolanda has switched. Her mind has switched, basically. That's what's going on. All of a sudden, Rolanda's mind has switched. All of a sudden. What Anthony needs to do, this is exactly what it is, but him just not accept it. Because yes, Nani, I think you're correct. It could be that Anthony is actually jealous of his wife's abilities. It could be. And you can't get jealous of your wife's abilities. Where's them for married her in a Skitland? George, if they might as well be married her in a Skitland. Elise, what's going on, Elise? Big up yourself and come on in, Elise. We have a wonderful talk this morning. Anthony did not help Bar 44 because he was afraid of Amber due to him with Shayla as well. He avoided it. Wayne needs to shut up because his rep made it successful. That's why I say him for just be okay. This is the deal. Let me say it again. You are correct. Amber should tell them that Carmen's that would be a better investment. Me think they should be in business together. George, right, listen to me, Terry, I know where yourself if you married her in a Skitland, of course. George, you want to get me in trouble now, George? If we go in a Skitland right now, them go on with it. What you call it? Make love on TV and all them something. The stuff them way I say, George, we can't play them games there right now, George. You can't, she can't run them joke them with me. Terry, I tell George to leave me alone because George, if we go in and skip them a trouble, a problem, George. You don't want this a black man and I skip them, George. Everything is possible in Skitlanta. Everything is possible. What I'm saying is that Anthony Fidos be an investor, right? And Amber operate the business. That's what I mean when I say the two of them must go into business together. In and if you work at it, uno correct. She was there most of the times, she was working on other things most of the times. In the beginning, him did do some amount of things, but right now, him absent. So him just be an investor. That's why I'm saying them to do it together. Sometimes you have an investor and you have the person who run it. And that's what I mean when I said that. Anthony's ego is too big in business with Amber because she is the one that is a real business person. He's not. He's just leveraging his connections. And that's why. So he is a business person. It's just that him good at connections. Remember, business have different parts to it, It have different parts to it. Amber, business have different parts to it. Anton should take your advice. He has a gem in Amber and he doesn't even know it. George, this I think. He don't realize him have a woman who him can use to make more money. Instead, he's doing this machismo thing and that no work. You have to know that the woman have great skills and use the skills them accordingly. It's clear she has the skills them. When Bar 44 was down in the dumpsters because of the marriage, right? She have to help pull it out. That's why I'm gonna give her the credit for Bar 44 now because some way, somehow she had to help pull the bar itself out of oblivion. So it's clear she must have something. It's like them have Anthony as being jealous. Anthony's not going to bring Amber in on the business deals because he wants her home so that she can take care of Kai while Kai's actual mother get to go on vacation and gets breaks. Anthony's a trash man. And this is why I'm upset as well, true to love. True to love, this is why I'm only upset. Because you're wasting Amber's potential. This is exactly now what we can say tonight, this morning. Anthony is what I will say. Anthony is wasting Amber's potential as a wife. Ma waste her potential. Ma waste it. He is wasting her potential as a wife. That no me can say. Him a waste her potential. This no not nothing to do with Amber. This has to do with Anthony. This part have to do with Anthony. Just like last night, I say whatever it is, this part have to do with Anthony. He's wasting her potential. What him is this. The deal is, all right, when we say somebody's a businessman, it depends on what type of business they're in. You may just be good at putting the deal together. That's it. That's one. You may just be good at making the connections. That's it. That's you being a businessman. You just put connections together. That's what you do. You may just be good at operating the business. That's what you do. You may just be good at finding investors. That's what you do. You may be good at raising capital. That's what you do. There are levels to the business in itself. That's what's going on. That is what is going on. You know what? Having Amber home taking care of Kai does nothing. That's why I'm saying if me did have Amber, I'm looking at the storyline and I'm trying to assess it. Based on what I'm seeing on screen, if you have a woman like Amber, wait to tell me say is you need to make sure say you leverage her properly. Leverage her properly. So a woman like Amber, sure, would I give her a youth, yes, but would I get a nanny? Because her brain space too valuable for me. She has a woman's touch and a woman's eye on certain stuff, which I'm gonna keep talking about. This now is where no one listen to me again, ladies. Amber have this woman's eye. I call it a woman's eye because women can see. Women are able to see certain things different than how men see it. Right? I call it a woman's eye. Them only able to see like certain like, intricacies and certain like, neatness when they can see it. Something about it woman can put together. Yeah, that's the deal. Him have Amber is a force to be reckoned with in business. She has the Midas touch, and that's why I said that they're unequally yoked because it's almost like Anthony cancel out him wife. That's basically what's going on. Them cancel out each other. Anthony does not want Amber to at the same level as him, and that's why I said them unequally yoked. That's why I said that. This is why last night I said what I said. For a businessman, he cannot see that his best investment and gift he already has is Amber. He already has it in Amber. He don't need nothing else. Him and the woman as a couple need to go in a business together. It's clear the woman is business minded. If she wasn't, you would have win me. But she business minded. Me can't say nothing different than that. The woman business minded. She obviously knows her stuff when it comes to business. She just does. She just does. If she know it, she know it. Anthony is selfish. By force of habit. He trained himself to be a wolf on Wall Street, and I believe that he means well by Amber, but he fumbles the ball like Charlie Brown because he's a clumsy lover. That makes sense, street poet. That does make sense. Anthony can still have his trophy wife plus his his working wife, and that's why I'm not known for work it. Because the truth is, he's not going to even be the business anyways. All he needs to do is work on the real estate side of things of the business. Or work on the next side of the business. Because business has, hold on. Let me make it a BI triangle. The BI triangle. All right, no worries. Hey, no worries. Robert Kiyosaki gave us this big old triangle called the BI triangle. Right? Robert Kiyosaki, which is a very, very cool, a very, very great, him doing thing. Yeah, people have issues with him, but hey, I've learned some things from his BI triangle. His BI triangle does make sense. It makes sense. I don't know if y'all can see this on my screen. Robert Kiyosaki had this thing called the BI triangle. Let me see if y'all can see this. Can y'all see this? Oh, come on. Give me one moment here. Give me one moment. Let's see if we can find the triangle. Let me see if we can make it so y'all can see it. When I know so on the compound on the channel, no it go already. Okay. So the BI triangle, right? Talks about how you getting a business together and where you do the business in itself. And I find that them all have roles in a little BI triangle. That's why I said that they can go into business together. It's just that Anton realized where he exists on the triangle. Right? To me. Now, Maybe we have a different take, nothing wrong with that. Let's work on the BI triangle. And yes, Dubstar is correct that him have a gem in Amber and him don't want to use it. Look at this. So the product or the service is what them provide right here. You have the legal, you have the systems. Amber, it look like she can make a couple of the systems that are there at the restaurant. She can do that for sure. Anthony could have handled some of the legal pieces, get him lawyer, cause him do that with Shania. Correct? Amber is good at communication. Some of the communication she could be great at that little piece of there, so right? But he is also be great at bringing capital in, cash flow. This is where he need to be. Just like him can go get investors and different people to get monies in, this is where he needs to be. That's why I'm saying them can go into business together. Watch your language, guys. This is why I'm saying can go into business together. It just need him to become very team worthy, and he's not a. When it comes to Amber, him don't want to form a team, and that's why them are equally yoked. This is why O'Neal believe that them have whatever it is. Them have it's there. Them just don't want to use it, and he doesn't know how to lead. Especially a woman like Amber, you know, for leader. Because instead, what you try to do is you're trying to use too much autocracy with a woman like Amber. If he was smart, he would have picked up from Shayla as to how to lead a woman like Amber. You want to give her the reins. Then you'll know when to do whatever it is. But yes, the Amber is his best investment at this time. At this time, Anthony needs to go into business with Amber. That is where his money is. He married this woman and he's not even sure how to use it. It's like having a gun and not know how to use that. Really, that's what's going on. Anyway, I'm running to y'all's comments. Anthony's really jealous of Amber's accomplishments and thinks he can control her with less. And that's the deal. You can't do that. This all sounds great, but the cheating, the jealousy, and the insecurity is allowed in Skitland. So no peace and harmony and healthy relationships. George, me know. But you know it works already, George. We definitely look at these stories, and what I try to do with the stories, I try to say, what could you learn from the story about things? If you were in this situation, how would you have handled it? Because that's kind of a way as to that's a method of teaching in theater as well too. They will give you something on stage and say, well, if you were in this situation, what would you do? So that's all. When Will Amber was riding for herself? That's the question. She's a strong businesswoman and she was healing. Wayne has he's progressed the character. There was a time that she was moving forward, but right now they move her backward every now and again. You are correct. They are unequally yoked, and that is why Amber will never be the perfect wife. She's just trying to be because Anthony is not the perfect husband for her. Exactly. He doesn't know how to treat her. He doesn't know how to work with her as a wife. I believe that Amber is one of these days gonna say, hell with Anthony and go do her own thing. Whether he likes it or not, because of that she have to go do. Amber is fighting to get independence back. Shayla is just fighting. And that's the thing, me I say, oh, if you fight to get independence. Yeah, on your computer, the Dubstar say, do y'all remember when Shayla wanted to work with him in Bar 44? What was she going to do? Toot to customers. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Correct. You can tell that this is where they lie. Now, maybe, hopefully, this is where the story is going, but based on what the story is giving us, and it's saying, okay, what do y'all get with this? What do y'all get with this? Anthony doesn't know how to run a restaurant business because he has not knowledgeable enough to understand how the restaurant business operates. I think he has an inkling into it. The problem is that he don't have the time to be there. I think that's what it is. But I know what you're saying. Him now the final touches them like that, like what Amber was doing. Him now the final touch. Again, I think Anthony's purpose is being Anthony's business is being an investor. The man will gain capital and bring the capital come to the business. That's what Anthony's purpose is. That's Anthony's purpose. Bringing capital to a business. Some people good at that and some people are not good at it at all. Some people can run the business and operate it, but they're not good at raising capital. Everything that Amber does flourish. Other people mess up with their messed her up, like Mike, for instance, with the vending machine. Exactly. It's obvious that she flourishes in business. Remember, Amber told Anthony that her goal for Bar 44 was to make it into a chain of bars, and I think that Anthony knew this and was afraid of that she would succeed. That's why I'm upset, Charmaine. No, you see, Charmaine, why I'm a vex. Because I'm saying again, this is the man have the woman in front of him that can assist him to get where he wants to go. Him don't know if just take her there. You can't get insecure. Your insecurity can't beat you up so much and understand your value. You got to know where you're strong. Where Anthony's strong is raising capital. That's the way you do. Don't worry yourself. It doesn't make you any different if you're the one who raised capital. Since as you have the whole heap of friends, you're great at raising capital. In other words, you're working in a finance department. Amber might do operations. So she operate the entire business, whatever it is. You now communicate, the financial system communicate with everything, single thing else to make sure it happens. When Amber says she want a DJ, it happens. When Amber says she want more food, it happens. That's your job. Your job is to funnel the money in. It goes hand in hand together and it sits like a glove. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. But instead of working with Amber, it make him ego take him over and don't do it. And now he's trying to invest in a struggling bar. That's why I never agree with it, with the foolishness. With the bar, with them I try going on now because of nonsense. You had bar 44 right in your hands. It should have been your thing. Amber's a better businesswoman than Anthony. She okay. Let's put it this way, guys. When I say business, we have to define the term businessman and businesswoman. O'Neill, I'm shocked. Anthony pull out. Very, very shocked. I stand behind the fact that Anthony does not have the grift nor knowledge to be able to turn up around a business around. He just has the ability to recognize potential in them. That's correct. So he's part of business. Let me bring back the BI triangle one more time. Come, friends, let's get into the BI triangle. Maybe one can tell me where on this whatever. This is the BI triangle. The BI triangle is a business triangle. Look at this triangle right here, so. Pay attention to this here, folks. It's working on the BI triangle. In the BI triangle, we have one, the product, whatever it is you sell, the service, right? The product or the service that we're doing. That's the first thing in the BI triangle at the top. Then you have the legal portion of things. That is your farming, the LLC. You're saying, okay, this is the entity it's going to go into. You're saying, trust me, he knows how to do these things. If Anthony didn't know how to do these things, then Brittany wouldn't be finding a bunch of money everywhere. He knows how to do the LLC and the liquor thing. Them, trust me, him know it. Him not like divorce lawyers, but him work with lawyers. Trust me, he does. So the legal portion is the LLCs, whether it's a corporation. That's where you're going with that piece. The system. No, the system could be him having a money system. But in general, for a system like the restaurant, Amber going to work that system there. She's going to be inside and she's going to do all of the things that y'all are talking about. So she's good at working this particular system. What is the system? How the food operates, how the nightclub operates, or how the restaurant operates, what time on to serve food, how the food is going to go about. She operates the system portion of things. She also would be the person doing a lot of the communication. What about the communications? In other words, that she making sure that the DJ communicating as to what time going to turn off, communicating with the food staff from by the back. She's the one making sure that communication they work. She put the person in place. She might be the manager now, but she might install another manager. The cash flow is where Anthony go. Him definitely for go in that portion because him now would be that angel investor pumping the money for whatever Amber wants. Because she can't do it by herself. She can't do it by herself, you know. She can't do it by herself. She now needs Anthony just to focus on the capital. Hold on, Anthony. Give me one moment. Just focus on the capital. Focus on the capital and get the capital in. So it works with all of them. It's just for them to work on a team and have a little mission. That's all I'm saying, friends. It's there. Him just not great upon managing a business. No, that's the part we think it is. I don't think him good at managing any business. Antoinette, you had a comment. Let me see a comment, Antoinette. Give me one moment, Antoinette. Beard me or Nana. Hold on, Antoinette. Give me one moment. Let us say if he did go in restaurant business with Wayne and Roe, he could have let Amber come in and run it. No. Honestly, I would. Okay. Me don't know how I feel about Roland at this point in time with Anthony. And it will create, it might put things into Amber's mind at this point. But you may be right. Me say no, but let me throw it out as a question. Should they invite Amber in to be a part of the business and run it? Honestly, friends, I would say no. My reaction is that I would say no, and here's why I'm saying no, because it is clear. Me no know. It feel like too many hands. It feel like too many hands. It feel like too many hands. But again, give me your take. It feel like too many. Me say no. Antoinette, because I don't think that they're restaurant people. They're just investors. But me know what you're saying though. You're saying them could have just put the money in and then if okay, I will say this then. If they, and that's the thing, you're going to have Wayne pettiness and you're going to have all of that coming in. So you are correct on that portion because you're going to have the pettiness happening in there again. And then the pettiness is another piece of the puzzle that you can't really. I would say no. I would say no. I don't know why I'm saying no, but something for me said no. Something about it tells me no. But hey, again, something says no. It's too messy. It's like it feel like it'll get messy for me. Honestly, if there's any more Amber and Anthony for going to business together, because they have them have what each other want, but it's just that Anthony don't know for work it out. So right now him unequally yoked because him have certain portion him not have. Anthony doesn't want Amber working with anyone, and he doesn't want her knowing about his money. That's another piece of the puzzle. So that's gonna create issues. Only they are correct. Anthony and Amber. Anthony has Amber and doesn't know how to use her knowledge, and that's the problem. He doesn't know how to use her knowledge to succeed. That's my thing. Would said no, keep the business with them have just the same, but I would know. Would I get my wife and would I find some businesses for me and my wife go into. It is clear that she does well at these businesses. It's clear. But again, Antoinette, what do you think, Antoinette? What do you think? You see, Antoinette, Bar 44 was the perfect opportunity for the two of them. Because Amber has a very leading spirit. I mean, I want nobody mess with our leading spirit. Sometimes you can invite other people in and it become to your detriment because now them start it's too much opinions. And I think she has very strong opinions with the bar and she have enough. She and Holiday did that was them could have worked somewhere somehow. She and Holiday was coexisting. I don't know what them do with each other, but it seemed like they were coexisting well. That's just what it is. She just know if to do her thing, and you have to just make her go ahead with it. And sometimes you have to know when to make people just do what them do very well. If a person can cook, make them cook. If a person can manage something well, just make them manage. Don't get in at the middle light. Just say, you know what, hey, you can manage. You are the one with the managing skills. Go ahead, go manage. Only he'll feel away because him can see how then move the truck and move the car. If you need to step in, sure you can step in, but I believe in rules. Why should Amber trust working with Wayne again? Exactly. When him do her the thing the last time. So Gwendolyn, even that correct too. Even that correct. Even that is correct. Rico, Anthony don't want Amber on the same level as him. He always needs for her to beg for money. And that's the thing. That's the problem him have. Him want her to act like a, what you call it now, like she's just a leech. Him want her like a leech, and that's not the type of woman you have. She's not a leech. Shayla is a leech. But Amber is not a leech. Amber is a business-minded person. She have the business in her mind. She does. They're only invested. They're only investing. No day-to-day work at the restaurant because the lady owner is still there. Here's why this business makes sense. If the lady she has no staff. The lady has no staff. We see the business when nobody's there. We saw the business when no one was there. And if she's the only staff, she's head cook and bottle washer. Why would Amber want to start a business again when she did that with Bar 44 and it turned it around where it was finally profiting? This would be a slap in the face to her. I hear that Bar 44 was sold and that's why they wanted to get rid of it in the skits. Not sure how true that is though. Well, them could have pretend it still exists. I mean, it's a skit. You know, if you see the bar, you can create science. You know, really have whatever it is. Yeah, man, Terry, and that's correct, man. Him just want Amber for depend upon him, and she's not. I know that if me have her as a wife, that's not what I'm going to use her to do. She already is in our trajectory and in our lane. Make she cook. Make she cook. If her hand, listen to me. I only believes that if you have a lucky hand, me want you play out the luck out of it. That's what O'Neill believe in that. If a woman has a lucky hand, make she play. Mm. If someone has a lucky hand, let them play the hand. If someone has a lucky hand, then let them play that hand out. That's how I believe with it. So in other words, Amber have a lucky hand right now when it comes to the liquor restaurant thing and the liquor stuff them. Me I make you play out that hand there. Only like find a next restaurant for she invest in it. You want another chain, baby? Listen to me, darling. Come here, Amber. Come here. When me I talk to her just like that. Come here, Amber. What you say about the restaurant? What you say you want another restaurant chain? Where do you want the next restaurant chain? Why you believe this, honey? Okay, all right, I understand. Oh, okay. So you think the foot traffic is going to come from here and here? Okay, don't worry about honey. How much you need to start that one? $500,000. Okay, don't worry about it. When do you need the $500,000? That's all me. I talk to Amber. When do you need the $500,000? Need the $500,000 next week for we need it next month for whatever it is. Okay, so okay, just show me how you're going to lay out the plan. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, Amber, don't worry about it. I'm going to wire over the 500,000. I saw me I work with Amber for me and Anthony. Joke him a joke. That's exactly how I work with Amber right now. That's how I would be working with her. And then what I would do is, being that him love the real estate and those things, him love commercial real estate, I'm putting me now that do the real estate side of things. That's why I'm saying, him have business skills, him just have them business skills here. And yes, him is a weird businessman at times. So we have to say that true for true. Whichever way you want to call it. God, luck, me no mind. Anything you want to call it. If the woman what me know is that she has a hand at this point. Her hand, all me I say is, thank you very much for this. All I'm saying is she obviously has, she knows what she's doing. When somebody know what them I do, just back them. As long as them know what them doing, you back them. Give them the support so that way them can get it done. That's all I'm saying. And I think she knows what she's doing. That's all me I say. I will be asking her exactly what she want. Tell me what you want. Shayla has no sales knowledge and we call it manipulation. Shayla has knowledge in sales. We call it manipulation, but she can sell a Brooklyn Bridge. Correct. She does have sales skills. Now the question is, does she have closing skills? That's the question. She can sell, but can she close? I don't know if she can close. Shayla can sell, but she can't close. Shayla can sell, but she can't close. Me not think she can close. That me not believe that she can close well. Because selling are just the persuasion, little piece them making you think that to buy. But when it comes to closing the deal, that type part me not think she'll have that. Me not believe she can close well. Me not think she's a good closer. If she was a good closer, Anton would be her husband right now. She couldn't close him. She could have sell him, but she couldn't close him. She can sell. Because she will sell different things, but she just can't close. That's my thing, take on it. Exactly. She will sell, but she can't close. And the closing portion of it is that. Somebody said literally and figuratively. The easier tell she can't close. Oh, Anton should have had Amber music industry up and running. Bar 44 expanding. The Dalton should be on top now. Terry, at that, is the mere fact that the man is cutting off his nose to spite him face. That's the point. You have this wife and she have a whole heap of business mind and you're not going to use her and leverage her. It's what it is. The woman does no business. Hey, what you going to do? And that's why I want her to stop the perfect wife thing, because the perfect wife is not sitting at home all the time. That's why it work. This is why I beat her up on the perfect wife thing. Because the perfect wife is not always sitting at home. She may be working. She may be working. She may be doing a business. The perfect wife may be taking care of kids. The perfect wife may be loving something else. The perfect wife may be doing charity work. That's what I'm saying. So sitting at home, say you're going to just listen because or whatever, that don't make no sense. So you think she closed and got paid? Sheila closed. The customer is on their own. Is it the customer and got paid? Eh? You know what? I'm going to take it back then. You know what? One journey I'm going to take it back. She did get paid from one sale. But what I say is, when I say closing, I'm talking about it. Well, you know what? Don't worry. One journey, touche. Touche, one journey, touche. Touche. Amber will never grow with Anthony. She is sleeping with the enemy. And that's true. I just don't believe she will grow with Anthony at all. That's a big thing. Amber will not grow with Anthony. That's why I said that they were unequally yoked. Because when you can't grow with somebody, that's why I made it say that last night. This is why their storyline has fallen. There is no growth. This is why we said this last night. That's true, Miss T. Them need to grow the characters them more. O'Neill Anthony want a submissive wife that will say, yes, mama, how high? And that can't work. She's not that type of woman. She's the type of woman you're investing. The perfect wife means many things. That's why she needs to drop the perfect wife act and just be a wife. That's what you need to be. Be a wife first. Just be a wife. The perfect wife thing, just every time I hear it, it gets underneath my skin. Because there's no such thing. There is no such thing. Amber married a problem. That is true. Honestly. That is true. She'll never move forward. She has dumbed herself down for this man, which is a waste of time. He doesn't know if to deal with a person like Amber. You know, say Anton doesn't know him I do. He doesn't know what he's doing. Him have a woman and him know what I'm doing with the woman. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's just the point. Him just don't know him I do. Him get this woman and him don't know how to use her. Brand new shiny toy and he does not know how to use her. Well, friends. I guess they're pointing very good things out to us though, and I guess this is exactly how you see couples, and when people start saying when they're equally yoked and those things, it makes sense. Some people can be unequally yoked. This is why I said last night they're unequally. Yes, she can't grow with a man that has a God complex. It seems that the writers don't want them to move forward to keep Shayla relevant. If Anton and Amber flourish, Shayla will be lost in wayside, and she wouldn't be. The point of the matter is, them have enough attention already on Shayla. People want to see what would happen to Shayla. But what is going on is that the writers them not understand that. This is what O'Neill was complaining about, and some people say O'Neill have write the story and O'Neill know more than everybody else. And I said, guys, that's not it. The point of the matter is this: you must progress the characters. They are already tied in. They are already tied in. Them need to crash the Sheila character and build it back up again, so people can see her going through the storm. You must do this with her. If you don't do this, then what you have is a continuing, never-ending cycle. But yes, I do agree though that they need to move the Daltons along. That is true. I love this. Being the perfect wife is not being a perfect person because people have flaws. Exactly, and that's why the perfect wife thing does not stand up anywhere. It doesn't. Amber going to take back her power from Anthony. I hope she does Rico DIY because she's the one that's giving up this power. He's not taking any power from her. She's giving up this power. No one takes power from you. You give it to them. Amber will always be a prisoner of Anthony's imperfect world. She's wasting her prime years on a coward. Thank you very much. And that's what O'Neill is saying. That's what O'Neill is saying. That's what O'Neill is saying. We need a definition of a perfect wife. There is no perfect wife. There is no perfect wife. We don't know what she's talking about. And we don't know which women out there are doing this. But if you're out there as a woman and you're doing this thing with perfect wife, stop. Stop it. I'm telling you right now, stop it. You just be a wife. That's all you need to do is be a wife. But they don't want Shayla to crash. They're looking for a loophole for her, and that's the thing. You'll never get away with the Shayla character without crashing it. You have to crash it. It has to crash. It has to go down. So people can believe in it again or looking at it again, but they're not doing that. They're not doing it. They're just not doing it. I don't know why. We need to see our people learning and growing through together. Anthony, open your wife a business. That's what need to be happening. The Anthony and Amber character is stagnant. Yes, it is because them have them in a this go forward, one step forward, one step backward, one step forward, one step backward. So it just plateaus. The marriage has pretty much plateaued. Where should I say is them moving up in business, whatever it is, going up, going up, going up. They may have a little problem. Then come back down, come back down, come back down, come back down, go back up and go back up, go back up, go back up. You should see something like that. But we now really see that in that all. We see is every 2 seconds they have issues. Every 2 seconds they have some issue. Only remember when Amber run the restaurant with Kelvin, she did it well. Yes, because she have the hand feet. You're right, and Stephanie, exactly because she have the hand. I low-key hope that you'd go back to Shayla and that would force all the characters to move. Amber would move on, Anthony and Shayla would self-destroy from the inside. That's the thing. People just wish the torture would be over. The characters won't progress because they keep writing the same storyline in reverse. This is why none of the characters will never move on to other parts of life because it's the same broken song. Correct. They're not progressing the writing as much as they should. We complain about it all the time. We complain about writers all the time. I've always been complaining about writers then. But when we do it, people say, O'Neill know everything. So I say, all right, okay, I guess, hey, I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm just a man with some experiences. That's all I'm saying. I'm just a man with some experiences. I just happen to be one of them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know everything. I'll tell you that much. I definitely don't know everything. Definitely a boy don't know everything. That restaurant failed. It started to do well, but then it failed because Amber was in the middle of a divorce. That was the problem why that restaurant failed. That restaurant failed because Amber was trying to do that in the middle of a divorce. She has the hand for a restaurant, you can tell. But when she's distracted and distraught and all over the place, that's another issue. If you really want to get into it, another thing is, as Onion said before, I think she need a therapist so that she can wash out some of the little things inside. So when these things hit her, them don't affect her businesses. But if you want to call it that, you could call it that. Right, she was not involved. She was in Spain. That's what I was saying to you. She was too busy doing other things. She never directly involved in whatever it is. The next thing was another reason why Carmen's failed is because Kelvin also wanted to keep it a particular way too. I like this, you know. The problem with Amber is that she feels it is her duty to cater to Anthony. But being good do not mean being right. Exactly. I love this. Being good not necessarily mean right, you know. You know, mean you're right, you know. You have to me, the perfect wife is the wife that bees herself. This is what the perfect wife is. The perfect wife or husband is one that is being themselves. That's what it is. To me, if you want to talk about perfect, whatever it is, then this are the perfect wife or the perfect husband. The person who is themselves. Be yourself, not be nobody else. No when nobody tell you be you. That are a perfect wife or a perfect husband or the perfect person. The person that is being themselves. You're being exactly who you are. No one else. Because when you do that, then you're doing it from whatever. You're doing it from your own space. You're doing it from your natural self. That's what it is. That's what, if I were to go from something, that's what I'd go for. That's what I would say. Anyways, friends, it's been 1 hour first. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. Thank y'all very much for hanging out with me. It's such a pleasure talking with y'all. We get so much goodness. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Have a great day. Me love you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. I'm going to talk to you soon.